This is the most negatively reviewed car of 2023. It's called the Vinfast VF8, and it has been ridiculed by critics and car reviewers left and right. But how bad could it be? Is this thing really gonna shut off while we're driving like some people claim? Or are all these rumors just blowing this fledgling company's problems out of proportion? Welcome to Donut. Vinfast is a Vietnamese car company that just launched in America a couple of months ago. The VF8 is a mid-sized electric SUV that costs about 50 grand. So it's competing with cars like this. But in the short time that it's been available in the US, car journalists have described a number of major issues. We're gonna test each of these complaints, working our way up to the most severe claims from these journalists. And the first thing we're gonna test is the startup sequence.
All right, so we got the Vinfast outside. Apparently the startup sequence is pretty tough to figure out. I got a little timer here. We're gonna see how long it takes the boys to figure out how to get this car moving. Let's go. When you touch this car, the timer starts.
All right, touch the car. Like, touch?
Yeah.
That's not fair. Oh, I'm holding it. Oh, crap. Well, there's no obvious start button.
I'm gonna guess that the seatbelts have to be applied.
How do you start this car? You need time, steering, drive. We've been making cars for over 100 years. Just make it work like a car.
Foot on the brake.
Put on the brake, I think.
Press drive. See if that doesn't do that.
It took you 1 minute and 8 seconds.
Well, I did complain for quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
in
okay.
hindsight, it's pretty intuitive.
So what's the deal? You have to put close the doors, put the seatbelt on, and hold the brake and press the drive?
Yeah.
That's not that
The
crazy.
seatbelts have to be buckled?
Look, I don't want to sound like I'm just going to be completely defending this thing all day. But look, if you're going to complain about a slightly different startup procedure that is not that different, it's possible that you might be a little sensitive. So that's why we got this board behind us. We're gonna be testing a lot of different complaints that car reviewers had, from simple things like the blinker being different to something as extreme as battery failure.
All right, so where did Vinfast even come from? Vinfast was started by Vietnam's wealthiest man, Pham Nhat Vuong, and it seems like the way things are going and moving, this is the kind of company that throws money at problems.
Vinfast was founded in 2017 and began selling cars in 2018. And they would continue with that fast-moving trajectory, delivering their flagship car, the VF8, for test driving in the States and globally in 2022. Now, considering that that's during COVID, a 5-year path from inception to full-blown flagship EV production is not just fast, Nolan, it's Vinfast. What? Which might be too fast. Let's move on to the next thing that outraged all of these car reviewers. The blinkers? According to a journalist from Motor Trend, quote, "I may not like the way a turn signal sounds, but I expect it to work every time I use it. One of the VF8s at launch didn't even do that."
All right, so the first thing we're gonna test is the blinkers, James, which apparently you'll set your blinker one direction. If you go even slightly the other direction, they'll turn off.
It's still on.
Yeah.
It's actually...
And you're making some jerking.
It's actually to an annoying... I'm annoyed that it's not off yet. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, maybe they downloaded an
fixed it.
update that fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the opposite of what was claimed. It doesn't turn off well enough.
So the turn signals technically worked, but something else reviewers have pointed out is the barrage of sounds this car makes. According to Inside EVs, the car, quote, constantly chimes with warnings while driving.
We did just get alerted that there was a car to our rear left. Blinker's not on, I'm not switching lanes.
Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, there's someone behind you. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the chimes for the rest of the day. We're gonna count how many we get. I feel like that might be a non-issue, or it could be the most annoying thing we ever encounter in our entire lives.
There's another, that's 3 chimes.
Cool. 4.
That's 7, 8, 9, 10.
So many noises.
Jesus Christ. 5, 7, what? Shut up! 15, 16. It's not even giving us like a reason.
Emergency
I'm
steering.
in the lane.
Don't do
now
that.
It's driving for me.
What?
Why is it slowing down? Hey, we've been in the car for 15 minutes and we only have 22 chimes going. This car's giving me a tick.
Apparently, the chimes are that bad. And that brings us to another major critique, the wonky driving assistance features. Apparently, the Vinfast Lane Assist has no safeguards. And we've heard most drivers turn these driving aids off altogether.
My lane assist in my rearview mirror is intermittent. On, not on, not on, not on. There's a Mustang coming up.
Yeah.
On.
That's not good.
I'm good. Still good to change lanes. Passing just tons of cars.
Oh, there we go.
Now
Now it's on. Okay. Yep, I see that. That's not good.
It's even worse than not having it at all because it suggests that I should have some sort of confidence in it, and it tells me like, hey, I got your back.
Yep.
I don't trust this car.
Now we're kind of like, that should be an easy thing to get right.
Yeah, that's not proprietary tech.
That's something that's been in the industry for 20 years now, at least. Me too.
Why can't we do that? Oh my God. If you don't have your blinker on, you can't switch lanes.
No way.
Yeah.
Do it again.
But like, can you imagine if you went to switch lanes and you didn't turn your blinker on, and I grabbed the wheel and was like,
That's not safe, bro.
it's not safe, dude. This car's abusive. It just jerked the wheel again.
I feel it.
Next up on our list of complaints is what happens when you put the car in reverse. Quote, put the VF8 in reverse to back out of a spot and the whole car shudders violently.
Let's see here.
Is it shuddering?
Not feeling any shuddering, are you?
No.
Now, because the turning radius is so bad, I'm going to have to do a 3-point turn to get out of
A
parking
normal
spot.
parking spot. So it didn't shudder in reverse, but the turning radius is awful, awful, awful.
So do you want to give it a positive for the reverse since it didn't shudder?
Is that possible? Is that where we're at in our lives?
And that brings us to the overall ride quality. A road and track writer said, quote, the Vinfast VF8 has the worst body control of any modern car I've ever driven. Riding in the passenger seat, I became sick for the first time in years. End quote. It can't be that nauseating, right?
We just got to like kind of a worst part of the freeway here in Los Angeles, and it's not a great ride. But dude, this bounciness is pretty rough.
I mean, this is a pretty crummy section of the 405, but there's kind of a good amount of road noise.
A lot of road noise, and the bumps are not great. Oh, yeah. This car, like one of the reviewers said, I'm not being hyperbolic, I got nauseous. And like I kind of made fun of him when we were putting this video together. I'm a little nauseous, dude.
I have like a headache.
I have a headache. It's from all the jostling around and also just like the stress of the situation.
Yeah.
What we're feeling here is known as oversprung, underdampened suspension. The springs are too stiff, and without strong enough shock absorbers, the car bounces around a lot more than it should. We have a few more egregious claims to test, but let's talk about what VinFast is doing to make things right by their customers. According to VinFast, they're patching the majority of these issues with software upgrades. Things like faulty blinkers, the annoying chimes, the wonky driver's aids will likely all go away soon. And they're also doing something downright bizarre to compensate owners.
They've launched a program called the Special After Sales Policy.
Quote, VinFast strives to promptly address all vehicle issues and provide customers with direct support, including service vouchers or cash based on the issue. Specifically, these issues are classified into the following types. Type 1 issues. These are issues that cause an inconvenience but do not impact the use of the vehicle. Eligible customers will receive $100 for each Type 1 issue that they experience. I think we'd get a couple $100. Type 2 issues render a vehicle inoperable. So in addition to providing roadside assistance, VinFast will provide eligible customers with $300 for each Type 2 issue that they experience. Type 3 issues require a repair time of more than 3 days. And so from the 4th day onward, eligible customers will receive $100 each additional day that their vehicle is being serviced by VinFast.
End quote.
End quote.
I've never heard anything like that.
And it's such a funny amount of money too.
Yeah.
You spend $50,000 on a new car, and then when it doesn't work, they're like, hey, on the 4th day, I'll start giving you $100.
Yeah, it's like a bad roommate, you know? Like, what the hell?
Now for one of the most annoying grievances about the vehicle. Car and Driver said that between some of the VF8s they tested, quote, one had a jumpy accelerator, another laggy.
There's some lag on the accelerator.
Really?
Yeah, watch.
Oh, that's strange. You're just... That is weird. You're jamming on that accelerator and nothing's happening. We're just kind of going along.
This is like the worst car to escape a murderer in. You get in this thing, you're like, oh my god, oh thank god the keys are here. Oh, how do you start it? And then he's like, and then you're like,
yeah, stomping on it. Am I out of battery? No, that's just how the car is.
dude, that's in sport mode.
How long does it take to react?
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Get some space. All right, 1/1000. A second, a full second. I think more than a second.
That is wild.
Yeah.
And that leads us to one of the scariest claims of all. A reviewer named Tom Pang was driving the VF8 when he suffered a complete electrical failure.
In the sport mode. Ready? All right, okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, car broken. The car is broken.
The car thought it was driving, but in reality, it was completely bricked. In our case, the battery did not suffer catastrophic failure.
You get a pass there. We didn't die.
Yeah, we didn't die. Does this car actually deserve the scathing reviews? Absolutely. The reality is they released this car way too early. Most cars take many years and hundreds of millions of dollars to develop. VinFast rushed this to the finish line, just like No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk 2077. But even though those games were garbage when they first came out, they eventually got most of the bugs worked out. Hopefully, VinFast can do the same.
Because I mean, it's a really extreme case of a criticism I have about a lot of EVs. They're trying to reinvent the wheel. Just make a car that's electric powered. You don't have to make it all weird.
Yeah.
And this car has all the annoying things about EVs and none of the cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Like it barely has any neon lights.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's from the future.
No.
$50,000 gets you a lot of different cars, and that's where this car fails. It doesn't live up to any expectation.
No.
Nothing works.
But regardless of how we feel about VinFast, we do want to thank the owner of this VF8, Natalie Ly, for loaning us her car to make this video. Natalie, thank you, and we're sorry. Thank you for watching this video and everything else on Donut. Make sure you don't miss anything. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, follow Nolan on social media at Nolan J. Sykes, follow me at James Pumphrey, follow VinFast.
A little bit of an update for you guys. VinFast, they actually found out that we're shooting this video and they reached out to us. They told us that the VF8 we drove was exactly the way it came from the factory, but apparently some of the issues that we found are already fixed by their latest software updates that they do over the air. So it sounds like there might be hope for the VF8. If you want to see us give VinFast another shot and see if those updates really have made a difference, like this video, leave a comment down below, and maybe we will. I want to give this thing a fair shake. In the meantime, subscribe to Donut Media, and we'll see you next time.